Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Curtis's Podcast Network and this AFC South show 177. My name is Curtis Brown. I'm the host of the channel. With me, as always, my resident co-hosts, Isaiah, aka Duval's Finest, aka the Glitter Kitty Conquistador, aka the host of Third and Teal. Isaiah, how's it going?
It's be going a lot better if some people weren't in the building anymore, but it's going good outside of that though. I mean, like I don't let football ruin my life too much. I do, just not too much. But just I'm good.
Heard. Down here at the bottom, filling in for Jeff, we've got our main man, Justin, aka Kingmaker Sports. You can find him at Kingmaker_DFF across most social media platforms. Go like and subscribe. You can also catch him on Unstable with Jeff. Like and subscribe over there. Go ahead and hit Third and Teal, like and subscribe. You can find me also on That Real Texas Team podcast. We're at 246. Keep crawling. Need to keep those numbers going up. Like, subscribe, notification bell. Not represented this evening are Titans Takeaways guys for like the 12th podcast in a row. At this point, do they exist? Are they real? No.
I don't know.
You would think after a win, like they must not exist.
Especially
why would you not want to show up and talk shit?
Especially a division win. You know what I mean?
Yeah, like what the fuck?
Anyway.
One you were expected to be blown out of, by the way. Not just a win, but you were expected to not even show up.
Oh, you know what? Jeff now knows the definition of a trap game. He got to see it unfold.
Yep.
There's your perfect example, Jeff. That was it. Got him.
God.
My mind is a steel trap.
Is that what that smells like?
Dang it. I need to take whatever supplements you're taking, Isaiah.
Come. Do it at least twice a day. Not taking
I'm a once a day kind of guy.
Oh. I guess I'm just built different.
My stomach's not that strong anymore.
Oh, no. I didn't mean eating it. I meant doing it. Post-nut clarity twice a day, you know what I mean?
Well, we all have a past. Okay.
Yeah. Well,
it's a present for me.
Head on over to Titans Takeaways, like, subscribe.
Or don't.
So, look, Jacksonville had the bye week, so Isaiah, you have the floor.
Shit, I mean, everything I fucking said on everything I said the other day on the preview is basically what I'm saying today. We suck. There's been no changes. Publicly, Doug Peterson said in a different press conference, I don't believe in firing people during the season. And then all of a sudden today or yesterday goes, oh yeah, we made some internal changes, but I'm not going to disclose them.
Interesting.
So you're not going to fire people during the season, but you made some internal changes, but you're not going to disclose them. Sounds like bullshit to me. Sounds like bullshit to anyone who has a brain. I don't get why he feels like, he needs to lie about shit and why he thinks he's the smartest guy in the room. It's just another reason I hate this motherfucker at this point. Just like he said in the previous press conference, we probably just wouldn't get it, so he doesn't want to tell us. Because, the average fan can't understand that whenever your offense doesn't work, you don't change anything, because if you change something, it might work. And then, you're not going to lose your job. So I don't know. I just sit here and listen to him spew his shit. And honestly, I don't even do that anymore. I just wait for people to get mad about it on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. And I just chill. And I don't have to get mad at it myself. I can just laugh at it and think about how much of an idiot he is.
Yep. He's basically just kind of mentally on vacation, right?
Oh, yeah.
I wish I could even say that. I mean, that dude is, I don't even know if a vacation means it comes back. I think that dude's gone.
Yeah.
Whatever he's been putting in his ice cream on Saturdays is not doing him any favors.
Yeah, clearly. All right. So, usually when it comes down to talking about the games, we go most embarrassing loss. But because there is a division team involved in that game, I think we should probably save that one. So we should probably go Colts and Lions, and then Texans and Titans. Talk about the Titans last, but Justin in a 24-6 game with the Lions. Uh, honestly, significantly closer than I anticipated it would be, but went about the way that I anticipated it would. As far as predictions go, I had 38-20. So, I mean,
Damn.
Jeff said 31-27, Indianapolis. And then Isaiah had 36-14, Detroit. So,
That sounds more like it. 36-14 Detroit.
That's what I was expecting.
I don't think anybody outside of Indianapolis fans expected the Colts to win this. Detroit's just been playing nuclear this year. If they're not in the Super Bowl, I mean, what is the league doing? I mean, it's definitely going to be scripted if that's the case. Man, Detroit has every weapon you could want on offense. So the Colts defense, man, they're doing everything they could do to stop them from scoring points. The Lions offense is scoring about 33 points a game, I believe. So to hold them to 24, the Colts defense, I know the numbers don't show it because of 24, but let's be real about this for a second. Jahmyr Gibbs and David Montgomery are on another planet this year.
yeah.
I mean, they are the best two running back duo that we've seen in a long time. So the fact that they both had 3 touchdowns, I mean, they had the 3 touchdowns.
Yeah.
So the passing game wasn't really killing us. It was those two dudes right there, but they've been killing everybody. So it's not like, oh, the Colts defense just went to sleep or whatever. Like, no, I mean, bro, they did everything they could do. They had a crap ton of tackles. I mean, Nick Cross, 14 total tackles. Zaire Franklin, 13. EJ Speed, 11. So, I mean, they're there. The defense is there making tackles. But Jahmyr Gibbs and Monty, man, they're just on another planet this year. To hold them to 24, I got no complaints about the Colts defense. They did everything that they could to get the ball back in the offense's hands. The offense they just weren't enough for that Detroit defense, which we knew the Detroit defense was good too. And what's crazy is Detroit was missing some key pieces. I mean, they don't have their star on defense, Aiden Hutchinson, so for them to be able to come in and was it Campbell? I think it's Campbell. Their other linebacker, and then losing Anzalone, who's another big piece on them. Campbell came into this game with 78 total tackles on the season, which is crazy. The Lions defense just ate the Colts lunch today, but I do have to. There was 10 penalties that got called on the Colts. You can't do that. It's way too many penalties. You have to be more disciplined. Turnovers. I mean, you fumbled the ball twice. You can't do that, especially not against this team. You give the Lions the ball, they're going to score points, whether it be 3 points or 6. I mean, they're going to score points one way or another. You cannot give them the ball back. Offense today had some issues. I mean, AR went 11 for 28 for only 172. Now, I know that looks bad, which, okay, it's bad, right? So he had 4 good completions that were called back. But still, going 15 for 28 is not good either, so that's all right at about 50%. So you don't want your quarterback going 50%. You're not going to win many ball games. Your quarterback's going 50% in the air. I mean, Pittman did well, 6 for 7 for 96, but he never got in the end zone. It was a bad day. JT couldn't get going. 11 carries, 35 yards, no touches, no touchdowns. The offense was just struggling, man. The Lions just came in and dominated, but I didn't expect it to be 24-6. I expected them to be in the 30s. So hats off to the defense. The offense has got some growing to do. Shane Steichen, I don't think is a long-term answer here. Just his play calling is not where it needs to be. But hey, you know what? Nobody expected the Colts to win, so I'm not really mad at this. But it never hurts to get a surprise and win. Jeff wanted a trap game here. That wasn't going to happen. And it didn't happen. So that's all I really got. I mean, we had a couple of injuries. we had Josh Downs went out in the second half. Had Ashton Doolin go out, but Josh Downs came back though. He only had like a little shoulder stinger. Like he was good. Ashton Doolin never came back. But other than that, man, like injuries, not too bad. I mean, Ashton Doolin is not really in the starting rotation, so missing him is not really going to hurt us in the receiving core. But man, it's just a rough day on offense for the Colts. Defense, they did everything they could.
Yeah. I didn't get to watch much of the game, so I don't have much to say about it other than, the Lions are fucking hot right now. And it takes an absolute avalanche of points to kind of slow them down.
Yeah.
And, hell, even a game where you pick him off 5 times, Jared Goff's still going to find a way to get the ball to the right guys at the right time and get the dub. So
how crazy, though, is Jared Goff's, like reinvention of himself? Like, he's just totally rejuvenated with that trade with Matt Stafford. I mean, they slap you in the face and say, oh, you're not good enough after you take the Rams to the Super Bowl. And now he's with the Lions and looking phenomenal.
So there's no reinvention. I hate that point. And
I should have said rejuvenated. I'm sorry. Rejuvenated.
No. I hate that point because I think we're seeing the exact same Jared Goff he's definitely grown as a quarterback. But if you think about it, that Super Bowl year, Todd Gurley carried them. Yeah. He is a pro-style quarterback, and that's perfectly fine. That's what the NFL's been for years. He's a pro-style quarterback that thrives with good running backs, and now he has the best running game in the league right now. And to play behind it, and he doesn't have to throw it more than 20 times a game, and he thrives in that.
Yeah. Well, and that's where Anthony Richardson should be with a guy like JT in the backfield. They
should have never let Moss go either.
That's on. Right, that's on Shane Steichen right now. Mm-hmm. Like, you've got to figure out that balance. You've got a way more athletic quarterback in Anthony Richardson than you do in Jared Goff. So you got to figure this crap out, Shane Steichen. This isn't going to work because you're wasting JT's contract and you're wasting these cheap years for Anthony Richardson, where you need to be designing an offense around these two guys. And then you've got, look at the weapons they got. Alec Pierce has shown up. All that dude does is catch bombs. Josh Downs can do everything. Michael Pittman's your paid star. You drafted A.D. Mitchell, who's an athletic freak. Come on, dude. What are you doing, Shane Steichen?
Pittman is an enigma to me. I don't understand. Like, he's the biggest receiver on the team, yet he is like the least red zone target out of all of them. Like, I don't understand it. Like, and it's not even like he's getting doubled and triple teamed in the red zone. Like, teams just know he's not getting the ball in the red zone. He's either scoring from over 20 yards or they're not throwing him the ball. And
it's like they figured out the offense and they know that, okay, Steichen's not going to draw up this play for Pittman, so let's just one-on-one leave him alone.
Yeah, just leave him alone.
Doesn't make sense, man. Like,
no, it makes none. And then, like you said, the running backs, there's absolutely zero reason. Like, a failed game plan for the Colts is Anthony Richardson throwing more than 20 to 25 times, depending on the opponent. Like, honestly, there's no world where Anthony Richardson should be throwing more than 30 passes in a game.
No, he's not built that way. No. He's not that guy.
Can he do it on occasion? Sure.
Something that a mobile quarterback should use is his freaking tight ends. Look how well Mark Andrews and Isaiah Likely work in Baltimore with Lamar Jackson. Those guys are top tier. Like,
well, it sucks that Jelani Woods is
where's our damn tight ends?
Yeah.
I don't think the tight end of the future is on this team. As much as I have love for Will Mallory, because I think he is super athletic. Same thing with Jelani Woods. But we got all these tight ends and we don't use them. So we should have 0 tight ends at that point.
Yeah.
I don't know.
The AFC South is such a shit show this year. Fuck.
Which is crazy because the Colts and Texans look phenomenal on paper coming in. You had Stroud on fire coming off a Rookie of the Year season. And then, sophomore slump. And then Anthony Richardson, pretty much a freshman, a rookie at this point. Didn't really have much going on, but everybody thought it was going to be Colts-Texans shootout for the AFC South, man, but here we are. Titans pull some crap. But
Colts fans thought that, but
no,
everybody else thought it was going to be a Jacksonville Titans shootout, but I understand Colts fans thought it might have been.
Hey, there's an argument for the Jaguars too, dude. I'm a fan of ETN and freaking Trevor Lawrence. I'm a fan.
On the real, I thought it was going to be like at least 2 teams from this division going to the playoffs this year, like potentially 3. Like I think everybody who can objectively look at football, looking at it on paper in the preseason, like this looked like a conference or a division coming up, like that could put 3 teams in at least 2.
Yeah.
But now we are where we are, and I just don't know. I mean,
Be lucky to get one.
I mean, shit, the Colts could be the team to go this year. And even with how terrible the conference has been and how easy the back end of the schedule is, Jacksonville could go on a run here and make it. Like while I don't think that's likely to happen whatsoever, like this division is still so wide open because of how poor the teams have been playing down the stretch now at this point.
Yeah.
Like technically the Titans could go on a streak.
They're not rest of the season also.
Yeah.
No, let's not jump the gun here. They got one crazy win. Let's not.
No, I'm saying like technically record wise, like they could. They're not going to, but like there's a lot of possibilities in this division right now where there really should not be.
Yeah.
No.
Before we completely pivot from the Colts Lions, let me ask you guys this. This is a Lions related question, but with the Stafford and Jared Goff trade, obviously the Lions ended up getting a bunch of first round draft picks and Jared Goff. They won the trade if they win a Super Bowl or make it to a Super Bowl, or did they just already? Or do both teams win?
I think, man, the Lions getting all the picks because I think Jared Goff is playing better than Matt Stafford has since that trade, and now that you've built around him, I mean,
I think it's a win-win based on what the Rams were trying to do. Not to cut you off, but.
That's totally fair. I mean, it seemed like a 1-for-1 swap, like an even 1-for-1 swap on that.
Yeah, one of those teams said fuck them picks and they won a Super Bowl the next year, and then the other team said we love them picks, and now they've built a Super Bowl's franchise squad that like could very easily be the team. Like they could with how terrible the AFC's been this year, they could go uncontested in the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Like, do I think that's going to happen? Absolutely not. There's enough zebras in the world to make sure that Kansas City at least puts up a fight or wins that game. But
true.
The Kansas City three-peat is very real with how much favoritism they get in this league. But
Mahomes is getting the Brady treatment every game. I mean, he's getting if Mahomes is saying, "Oh, he held me" or whatever like that, okay, boom, flag, right? But I think if the Lions do win a Super Bowl, they'll have the longevity. Where the Rams, they went all in for 1 year and they haven't really been what they expected to be since then, right? The Lions have the youth and the talent, and it can last longer. So if they win a Super Bowl and go to another one, I think hands down the Lions win that trade. But right now, it's still like right now you have to give the edge to the Rams because they won a Super Bowl.
Yeah.
So you have to. Because that's the only thing that matters is winning that Super Bowl.
Yeah, that's kind of where I'm at with it at the moment. If the Lions do fuck around and win a Super Bowl, that I think it becomes a win-win at that point. But I will also give like a little tip of the hat to Sean McVay, because after they won that Super Bowl, they lost everybody essentially, and they're not necessarily lighting the world on fire, but they made the playoffs and are right in the thick of winning their division. So I mean, fuck, you never know, but. To do that with the depleted team, that's a pretty good coaching job.
Yeah, they definitely struck gold on Puka Nacua, though.
That's fucking true.
I don't think anybody expected that. So I mean,
I did.
Smart or lucky? I don't know.
Yeah,
I expected it. I drafted him in 3 separate, in all 3 of my dynasty leagues.
Mm-hmm.
Watching that kid's tape, because I was doing a little bit of some stuff for like the pod, thinking about draft stuff, and I knew that none of our teams would draft him. But I wanted him.
Yeah.
I wanted Alec Pierce too. But here we are. He's on the fucking Colts.
Yeah.
Let's pivot. Let's pivot to the Titans traveling to Houston and handing the Texans a fat L. From the Texans' perspective, this was a repulsive game. We didn't do anything to really. This was a perfect encapsulation of everything that has been ailing the Texans all season long, going completely unaddressed, nothing changing, the poor play calling, 11 penalties, piss poor second half performance from the offense. Everything that has been happening all season continued to happen, and we left at least 10 points on the field, taken off the board because of penalties. In reality, if they have even half of the penalties, we probably end up winning this game just because of the points not being taken off the board. And these were correctable mistakes. At the end of the game, right before Kaimi Fairbairn misses that 28-yard field goal, which pissed me off to no end. How are you going to have like the best drive in all of golf and then not be able to putt from 3 feet out? I don't get it. But yeah, 8 sacks of Will Levis, 2 more that were called back because of penalty. Both of those penalties were in the second half. 7 first half sacks. Still went into the halftime with losing 20-17. Stroud throwing just brain dead interceptions where it looks like he's almost scared to overthrow, so he underthrows purposefully because he's missed a lot of people very long this year. And I think his course correction is to just, I'm gonna fucking underthrow it. Well, he threw it to a linebacker, and they ended up getting that field goal to take the lead before half. And the other pick, it was really bad too.
Talking about the one where like threw it right behind the guy or like a little bit outside, and that safety got it.
Yeah.
I saw that one a minute ago.
He was trying to target Mechie, and then
it was on like a curl or something.
Yeah, and he threw it behind him, and Jarvis Brownlee picked it off. Jalen Petrie got hurt pretty early on, tore his pec. He's probably, in reality, probably done for the year, but they're not calling it that. They're saying multiple weeks he'll be out. Maybe it's not quite the most severe thing in the world, but the moment he left the field, they put Jimmy Ward in the Jalen Petrie star position or monster or whatever the hell they're calling it. And Jimmy Ward is not Jalen Petrie. And I need everybody to make sure that they understand that. Now, with that being said, in that position, Jimmy Ward still got a pick 6 off of Will Levis.
Who hasn't?
No, fair enough. But he's good for that at least once a game. But that's 2 games in a row with a defensive touchdown for the Texans. It's 2 games in a row of Nico Collins having a touchdown pass taken back because of a penalty. Joe Mixon wasn't able to get the run going at all. The run blocking was terrible. Juice Scruggs, Jarrett Patterson, and Shaq Mason were outclassed and outweighed by Jeffrey Simmons and Trevondre Sweat. It was not even fun. Like, okay, I'm just rewind this clock a little bit in the game, okay? So we missed the field goal there at the end with Fairbairn. There's still a minute 40 some odd seconds left on the clock. We get the Titans a 3 and out. They kick the ball. We return the punt like 3 yards. There's a holding on the punt. Pushes us back to the 7-yard line. We throw an incomplete pass and then get sacked twice in a row for a safety on the second one. The penalty and the sacks. It's just those 2 emblematic things that have just plagued us all year that we've been, hoping we would course correct and fix those things. Has not happened. And this is after we forced 2 special teams fumbles on phenomenal kicks by Tommy Townsend. And
shout out Florida.
And when I'm sitting here thinking about like how do you fix these things, it's the offensive quality control. That's the guy who comes in and is just like, hey, this guy's not lined up in the proper way. Oh, you both can't be moving before the snap. That's your whole ass job. Dude is failing hard. His name's like, I can't, LaRond Williams or something like that. He was like a director of player personnel a couple years ago for somebody, and then came into Houston in 2021. He actually predates D'Amico Ryans. I want to see some fucking fire out of D'Amico. I want to see him mad. I want to see him talking about, we can't play like that. We got to do something, holding players accountable. I need something. I'm not going to get it, but I want it really, really bad. He's probably doing it behind closed doors, but it just seems like he's really good at motivating people, but when people fuck up, he doesn't really know how to like address it. It feels like that. And it may not be like that behind closed doors because we just don't get those kind of those videos floating around of people just screaming in the locker room after a loss. You just don't see it. But I wish we did. Good God. Let it be a fly on the wall in that practice room when they're watching that film back right now. Oh my God.
Good job on that one, CJ. You just eat your Uncrustable and think about what you're going to do next time.
Okay.
It's all right. It's all right, kid.
Look, and on that the interception where Kenneth what's his name? Kenneth Murray.
Kenneth Murray. Yeah.
Kenneth Murray picks that pass off intended for Nico, and he actually navigates the pocket well. Like the pressure is getting to him. He steps up through the pressure. He's been getting a lot better at that the last couple weeks.
That was one where they faked him left and then he turned and opened up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's the little things that he's gotten better on, but then he goes and throws a fucking pick because he's too scared to overthrow him. But if he puts more on it, he's walking into the end zone. He had a deep shot to Nico Collins for like 50 yards that he underthrew him on. Nico's got to stop, turn around, and come back to the ball because he's underthrowing it. If he throws it out ahead of him, he's walking into the end zone for a touchdown.
Now, I will say that was evident last year a little bit.
It would happen
but,
from the time, yes.
Yeah, especially with like Tank Dell and those broken plays when he'd get open, like against Jacksonville, It happened twice.
Yes.
Like Tank Dell had him beat by like 5 or 10 yards and he had to slow down to get it and then go in.
Yeah.
But like it wasn't nearly as bad as it is this year. But
no. He's struggling to hit receivers in stride like I did not think would happen.
Mm-hmm.
And over on That Real Texas Team podcast, we're asking the tough questions. Could he be Mac Jones 2.0?
I'm not going that far.
No.
Well,
Mac Jones didn't look half as good his rookie year as CJ Stroud looked.
I'm not gonna take away from that. That is accurate. That is 100%. We all saw that rookie year. We were like,
now
he's literally the prettiest looking turd in the bowl.
CJ to CJ, sure. I could see the comparison there. Like if we're comparing themselves to themselves, but
yes.
Dude, my internet's terrible right now. Good Lord. But yeah, no, definitely the I don't like that, but I get where you're going.
Yeah, I'm not necessarily saying that he becomes Mac Jones.
Yeah, no, I know what you're saying.
Follow that trajectory.
Yeah.
Great rookie year, sophomore slump, and then, that third year he got hurt a lot and then just lost the entirety of the trust with the team. But we're asking those questions. We're trying to figure that out, and we're worried that CJ is going to become the next David Carr. And everybody likes to say that David Carr was a shitty quarterback, but David Carr really wasn't that bad. He was drafted to a team that basically was dressing bums at offensive line.
I mean, at this point, he's just. I mean, the best way to compare him is the current guy in the same division. He's Trevor Lawrence.
Yeah.
Now the only difference is Trevor Lawrence didn't have a great rookie season, but like his second year, he played really well, and then just the offensive line has continuously gotten worse. I mean, that's one thing last year that I said, and I know Curtis, you probably remember this, but like. The Texans last year were a team that were definitely they were overperforming early. And like the offensive line looked terrible on paper, but somehow played really, really well for them that season. And then like as the line got more hurt, then all of a sudden you had like 6 games in a row with no sacks. You had George Fant starting at right tackle who hasn't taken a snap in like 6 years. Like, that's exaggeration, but like, it just seemed like that team, like somehow the offensive line, as you guys got more hurt, played better. And I just think they overperformed. And now I think that the offensive line struggles are just coming on ahead, and it's really fucking CJ up. So I don't think he trusts those guys for a second.
No. Last year we started off with 3 people on short-term IR in the offensive line room, including Titus Howard, who didn't play until week 5. And then George Fant started every game at right tackle. The problem was we couldn't keep anybody else healthy. Fucking Laramie missed games. Shaq missed games. Juice Scruggs didn't play until like week 10. Jarrett Patterson. We had Michael Dieter out here playing right tackle when George Fant got hurt week 1. George Fant came back the next week, but it was a patch job. The thing that's weird is like the off-schedule throws that CJ was able to make last season. We're not seeing that at all. We're seeing everybody kind of corralling, or maybe the wide receivers aren't running around like they were last time, or it could be just as simple as CJ's just missing them. I mean, there's been a lot of instances this year where there's a guy who's beating the safeties. He's behind the safeties. CJ sees him, he throws it, and it's off the hands. Or it's overthrow or an underthrow. And maybe that's where it's gone. It's just incomplete instead of complete, and we're fucked. But a lot of 5 games left in this season. A lot of things need to change for this Texans team to not be one and done in the playoffs if they can make it that far, and not goof this 2.5 game lead on the Colts, or have the surprise of the fucking millennia when the Titans come back from the dead. But I don't see that happening. It's not the Titans, at least. But yeah, Jalen Petrie being out, that's going to hurt. I'm very curious to see how they adjust to that in the long term. And then we also lost backup corner Kadar Holman. So hurting in the secondary right now. The predictions for that game were as follows. I said 31-17 Houston. Jeff said 24-17 Houston. Isaiah 32-17 Houston. We were all wrong. It is what it is, I guess. But letting a tight end who had 112 yards receiving all year have a 70-yard touchdown pass or catch on you, that hurt. That hurt a lot.
That was the one to what's his name?
Chigakonkwo.
Okonkwo. Yeah.
He's an athlete, fucking supreme athlete. I mean, he outran everyone on the field, but that was Jimmy Ward playing Petrie's role.
Him and I thought him and Jelani Woods were going to be the best 2 tight ends out of that class, and I was squarely wrong. Now I do think the Titans have underused Chigakonkwo when he's healthy, and I think that the Colts don't really get the chance to use Jelani Woods because he's been hurt so much.
Yeah,
but like those 2 guys coming out, especially with Jelani, I mean that dude's like 6'9" and ran like what, a 4.5 something. Like, that dude's crazy athletic, but I mean it's just like, yeah, I mean they got to be able to play. But yeah, I think the Titans have criminally underused Chigakonkwo.
Yeah,
and I think that they got a little more confidence on using him, especially with a young quarterback like Will Levis.
Yeah. All right, well, let's talk about this from the Titans' perspective. Will Levis continuing a pretty good 3-game stretch here. He does have the pick 6, obviously. He does get sacked 8 times, but he didn't seem to get flustered. He seemed to be okay staying in the pocket, taking those hits, taking the L on the play to not take the L in the game. And that really benefited him a lot, especially when it came down to, the special teams for the Titans making a couple boneheaded plays, fumbling the ball, etc. And he ended up having to overcome that. And he did. Tony Pollard had a phenomenal day on the ground, as Mario Edwards Jr. and Kurt Heinisch were predominantly the defensive tackles all game. Didn't have anybody above like 300 pounds at the defensive interior spot, and the Titans offensive line was able to make holes. I'll also give some credit to Tony Pollard for doing that old pinball thing where basically he rushes in and everybody swarms around him, and then he just kind of hops back and then sneaks out the other side. He did that at least 2 or 3 times. Damian Pierce did it on the opening kickoff. It felt like a very popular move during the game. But the Titans were able to do what they needed to do. They turned it up. The defense turned it up late to kind of seal the win for them with that safety. But, And Nick Folk had a hell of a day kicking field goals. I think he kicked 2 or 3 50-yard field goals for the Titans, and that was pretty huge for them. So, Calvin Ridley had 92 yards. They had 48 yards and a 30-some-odd touchdown pass to Nick Westbrook-Akine. Of course, Chigakonkwo got the 70-yard touchdown pass. It was just the big play, which really, as of late, hadn't killed us a whole lot, showed up today. And yesterday. And it really just, we had no answers for it. What's
going on with kickers this year, man?
I don't know.
Even Justin Tucker's been having a really uncharacteristic bad year.
Yeah, that's true.
Ivy Fairbairn and him have been the best 2 kickers the past 2 seasons. And now all of a sudden, because didn't Fairbairn go 100% last year, or 99 or some shit like that?
Yeah, he was 23 of 24.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah, and now he's missed 2 50-plus yard field goals, and then he's missed 3 field goals under 40.
Ooh.
Yeah. The 28-yard field goal this week, the 30-ish yard field goal around against the Jets on Halloween. I mean, he missed a short one, I think, against the Vikings, and then a long one against the Vikings. It just seems like when everything goes wrong for the Texans, literally everything goes wrong for the Texans. No one's having a good day. But the defensive line, though, Daniil Hunter came in to fucking eat today. I think he left with 2 or 3 sacks. Will Anderson Jr. had 2 or 3 sacks. But, for the Titans, Big Jeff Simmons and Trevondre Sweat, that is a stalwart of a fucking interior defensive line. Collectively about almost 800 pounds. So, I mean, that's a lot of man meat to try to be moving. And especially when you got some light dudes, some small dudes like Shaq Mason and Juice Scruggs trying to do something against those guys. Shit. Shaq Mason is 6'1", 315. I am actually bigger than Shaq Mason. Juice Scruggs is 6'3", 294. I'm basically the same size as Juice Scruggs, and I'm not big enough to be dealing with Jeff Simmons or Trevondre Sweat. I'm just letting you know. That's just
Thank you for that.
It ain't the move.
Give him the old kneecap kick and you'll be fine. Oh no, tripped.
Oh man. Yeah, no. The Titans were just able to tighten up, as gay as that is to say, right there at the end of the game. And the Texans had no answers for it. They literally just kept shooting their dick off. And it was awful.
They beat their dick off with both hands.
They beat that dick.
Both hands. What was my name? No. I don't like the idea that the Titans fans are out here saying, "Oh, we beat the Texans." Nah, bro. The Texans beat the Texans, and you got to win being on the same field.
Yeah,
that's exactly what happened. So, without any further ado, that's all that we've got as far as it comes to the games this week. We will be doing a preview either Wednesday night or a Thursday night, so folks be on the lookout for that. Do you guys have any closing comments?
Can the season just be over?
Yeah, we're getting
no. I like football. Let's keep watching football.
I like football too, but college football is bumping right now. I'm good. I've been on the NFL football, on the NFL train for so long now, and I am this year I'm watching Florida. And I don't even turn on the TV sometimes on Sunday.
This is
mine. I have one final one. Question. So, in the past, I've asked Isaiah what he wants to do with their first-round draft pick. It's been pretty much the same answer every time. If they get the first overall pick, he wants to trade back, pick up more picks, and draft offensive linemen.
Yeah.
I think Houston needs to do the same thing. Maybe not trade back, but definitely draft offensive linemen. What do you want the Colts to do with their first-round pick, wherever it is?
Well, I mean, at this point, I mean, I think you have to expect it to be in like the 15s area if things hold the same. So I don't think you give up on Anthony Richardson just yet, unless somebody falls to you that should not be there. But still, I don't think you give up on it on Anthony
It's not
Richardson.
this class.
I got to go. Yeah, no, I've told Jeff I hold out for 26 for Arch Manning, but if AR's not your guy, right? Bring Legacy back to Indy. I think you beef up more defense, secondary. Try and shut down some receivers. Try and keep games tighter
Yeah.
to where you can afford to put up points because your defense isn't getting burned.
Yeah.
That's what I do. I would go secondary with the first round pick.
Okay. Yeah. Offensive line or maybe defensive tackle, depending on what's available. But I haven't heard much about the D tackle class this year.
actually
Yeah,
pretty damn good.
if you can land a top O lineman, because you got to think like we're gonna be losing Ryan Kelly. We have to plan for the future with Quentin Nelson getting older. I mean, you got guys that are gonna be leaving. You always need to protect your quarterback. And if you can open up gaping holes like Dallas did for Ezekiel Elliott, dude, do it. That's not a bad plan.
Yeah.
Of course, at the time, Cowboys fans were like, oh, Zach Martin, boo. Every year they booed when Jerry Jones took one of the top linemen because they wanted to splash player. But I mean, they made Zeke look otherworldly.
Well,
Yeah.
shit, Tyler Smith, the guy they drafted, they reached for and had attitude problems, is a really good lineman now. Like,
Yeah. Yeah. All right. Well, look, I want to thank you guys for taking time out of your evenings to come on and talk AFC South football with me. I want to thank you guys for watching. Go ahead, hit the like, subscribe button. Hit us in the comments section with maybe where we fucked up or maybe where we got it right or maybe whatever. Let us know what the weather is in your area. I don't care. Hit us in the comments section. Head on over to Unstabled.
don't hit me, I'll
Like,
come.
subscribe, notification bell, support Jeff and Justin's efforts on that channel, as well as all of Justin's efforts under the Kingmaker _ DFF banner. He's got a lot of fantasy football knowledge. If you're looking for any advice, I assume coming into the playoffs here, Justin's your man. Check out, yeah, no problem. Check out Third and Teal, hosted by our main man Isaiah over here, and like, subscribe, notification bell at Duval's Finest on X. If you've got any comments for him, if you're a Titans fan, head on over to Titans Takeaways. Like, subscribe, notification bell. Check out Austin and Brian. They're going to be doing a reaction tomorrow. Well, it'll probably be today because one of this pod comes out, but neither here nor there. And then head over to That Real Texas Team podcast. Like, subscribe, notification bell if you're a Texans fan or not. I don't care. Be good people.
Fuck
Fuck
the
the
coach.
Titans. Fuck the Titans.